Are you thinking about buying your first home? You're going to want to watch this video to the very end because I'm going to give you 9 tips to help you navigate the first-time home buyer waters to successfully purchase your first home. And if this is the first time that you're checking out my channel, my name is Seanu Uyehara. I'm a branch manager with Loan Depot, helping you finance your homes all across America. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking to grow your real estate portfolio, we've got you covered from coast to coast. And if you ever need a second opinion, an analysis on your home loan, your estimates, that's what we're here for. You can send me an email to my email below. And if you find these videos helpful, don't forget to help me spread the love and share this with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel where I put out content every single week to help you get your mortgage right. Now, to all of you first-time home buyers out there, this is probably going to seem like the most toughest thing you will probably do in your life because there's a lot of anxiety, there's tons of emotions, whether it be good and bad, that go along with buying a house. And I want to help you navigate those waters so that way buying a house can be more enjoyable and have less stress. So that way when you finally get those keys, you are extremely happy, not worried about all the bills and the commitment that you just made to paying off this house. So I'm going to give you 9 tips to help you become a better first-time home buyer. And number 1, you want to make sure that you are okay committing to this loan. Many of you out there that are traditionally accustomed to renting, you signed a 12-month lease, maybe a 24-month lease, and you're off to the next apartment, the next house, and a new landlord. When you buy a house, you are making a 30-year commitment to paying a house. Now, if you refinance at any given point, do you start your loan off again on another 30 years? You could easily be in your house for more than 30 years. In fact, back in the day when I first got into business, there were 40-year mortgages. So this is a long-term commitment. Now, you can obviously pay the house off faster, so you definitely have the ability and option to do so, but this isn't something that I'm going to sign my loan documents today. I'm going to be in my house for a year and I can decide to just move on. Now, I could decide to turn it into a rental and have a tenant start paying my mortgage. However, I'm still obligated to pay that debt, whether it's me, the tenant, whoever else, mom and dad. It has to get paid until the house is paid off. Then you don't have a mortgage to worry about. You only have your insurance, your property taxes, and maybe an HOA if you have one that's applicable to your residence. So owning a home comes with some responsibility. And if you're not there yet, hey, no worries. Buying a house isn't for everybody. But if you've made that commitment, I'm going to be making this investment into myself, my family, and you're okay with that, more power to you. That's the first thing you need to understand is be mentally ready for that commitment and mentally ready to take on the responsibility of owning a property. Number 2, you want to maintain your credit. And I've actually shot videos about this that talk about things you can do a year ahead in advance when you're looking to buy a house. And one of the things I talk about is getting to know your credit score. Many of us have credit cards that we can access our credit score through their websites, which is totally fine. But just know that do not base your approvability off of the score that's off of your credit card because lenders will pull a different credit report. It's a good way just to maintain an idea of where your score is and the type of accounts that are on your credit report, whether you're trying to eliminate some high interest credit card debt or you're trying to consolidate your debt, or just simply to make sure that there's nothing else on your credit report that's showing up that's erroneous, because a lot of times we have clients that have no idea that there are other accounts because they may have common names, they may be a junior, or I've seen even parents take out credit cards in their kids' names without them even knowing that. So you just want to make sure that whatever's reporting on your credit report is only obligated to you and no one else. Number 3, save for a down payment. And I know I've talked about in my videos, there's a lot of down payment assistance programs that are out there, and there still are. But at the same time, many of these community programs are pulling away from these assistance loans because of how high interest rates have gone lately. So if you were banking on a first-time home buyer down payment assistance program or grant or something to come your way, do your homework, double check, triple check that those programs are still around, because you don't want to bank on something being there. You're not necessarily saving up as much money because you're hoping that the program is going to cover the bulk of your closing costs or your down payment, only to have that program be removed, and now you're setting yourself back from purchasing a home. So one of the easiest things that you can do is open up another checking account or savings account and automatically sweep that account every week or 2 weeks to your savings account. That way you don't have to necessarily think about going in to transfer the money or going to the bank to save the money or put it in a safety deposit box at home, whatever it is. You want to create the path of least resistance for you to be able to save this money. I've done this for a 401k. I've done this even in a savings account that I've had myself. Every single week I have money that gets swept into another account, and I just pretend that that other account does not exist. It's not easy for me to access the money. I make it really difficult for me to go ahead and get that funds. In fact, the debit card that they even gave me for that account, I shredded that thing. So if I ever need to access the funds without digitally transferring the money from my laptop, I have to go to the bank to get the money out of that account. Play a game with yourself. One, make it easy to transfer the money, but two, make it difficult to access it, because that's the whole point. We want to save money so you can buy a house. And number 4, do not skip the pre-approval. I know that time is of the essence, and there's this urgent feeling of, I need to get into a house, I need to move quickly, I need to make these offers. Maybe even your real estate agent is pressuring you to submit offers. Do not skip the pre-approval process. This literally makes up whether or not you can buy a house. I've had clients that didn't want to provide us tax returns, didn't want to provide us bank statements, didn't want to provide us pay stubs. Guys, you are buying a house and you are asking a lender to loan you hundreds of thousands of dollars. They need to verify this information because we need to make sure that you can qualify to pay the loan back. I'm sure if someone were to ask you, hey, could I borrow $20,000 to $50,000? You'd want to know where they work. You'd want to know that you're going to get your money back. You wouldn't just loan them the money unless maybe you were a billionaire and you could care less about $50,000, but I'm pretty sure billionaires still care about $50,000. The pre-approval will not only validate whether or not you can buy the house, but in my opinion, it usually answers probably 80 to 90% of all of the difficult questions that come up when buying a house. Those questions are, what's my payment going to look like? How much money do I need to close on the house? How much down payment do I need? And what loan options are available to me? So many people just rush to find out, what's my interest rate? What's my interest rate? I just need to know what my rate is and I'll buy a house. Well, the rate's part of the equation, but you also need to make sure that you can actually qualify. We're in a tougher market these days, and you want to make sure that the lender that you're working with can actually fund your loan. Yes, that may sound like an obvious statement, but you have to remember that there are certain lenders that I've already been aware of that are potentially going out of business, or that they have actually put themselves up to be sold. So you want to make sure that the relationship that you build with your loan officer is there to test the time. You don't want to get pre-approved with someone that's actually moving to a different